What is up, guys? It is Shiesty, and in this video we are going to be overviewing my new solo trap, my second solo trap, right? So I still have my main trap that was the baby trap, and I'm going to obviously be using that as well, but I also have this solo trap right here, and so we're going to overview it so you can give me some suggestions, because it's not completely done, but so any suggestions are welcome so I can find more ways to improve it, of course. So first off, it's good to notice that level 57, so it's pretty low level. It's almost 58, and it's not going to be level 60 for a good bit, right? So that's definitely something to keep in mind. As you can see, it actually has pretty good level 60 gear here. We have a Frostwing Greatsword, we have purple mitts, we have a blue cup, a purple blight ring, and a purple scroll we'd probably keep using, or the dragon iris. The boots are all right. We probably get the dragon talons up by the time we're level 60. We have a purple firewall plate, and then for the helmet we'll have to get up one of these, but I mean, even at blue they're still good. So there's plenty of options for the level 60 gear on this account, and that's not what I'm worried about currently. I'm more focused on the pre-level 60 gear. So right now this is our set. I'll have to look more into it. I haven't had much time to really look into it, and it's all blue and purple jewels, mainly blue, but there's still quite a few purple jewels in here, so it's pretty decent. I think it runs about 250 on the stats, so not bad at all for a pre-level 60 account. I am going to change the Terror Vial. I think I'm going to put a what's it called? A mythic, like aqua, the aqua thing, the free-to-play Untitled Titan piece. I'm gonna put that in there because that's better than the Terror Vial. It gives more stats. At even the Terror Vial at gold, I think the aqua at mythic would give more stats. But otherwise, I think it's all pretty good. Sure, I mean, there's things I could change, but for the most part, realistically, there's not much you really can change, because I'm not planning on buying a bunch of packs on this account and getting way better gear, because this gear definitely will suffice for the current period. Maybe worth looking into changing the Dragon Fist or something like that, but the Army Max HP probably is better to keep. But yeah, that's the current gear. I'm not gonna switch into trap talents just because I have very little gems on this account. That's one thing about this account. It has very little speeds and gems right now, but I'm working on that. So anyways, I'm not gonna waste the 2,000 gems to switch to trap gear and back to regular gear. So you won't get to see the stats in this video. But if we look at the heroes next, we can see that it does have big guy and all that, but we haven't hired them. The heroes we're going for is Demon Slayer, Bomb Goblin, Snow Queen, Oathkeeper, and the original owner was going to do Sparky, but I think instead I'm going to do Rose Knight. So I got her stage unlocked, and I'm going to work on getting Rose Knight up. And so for now, I'm just going to use Sparky as a purple lead to bait. And there also is a green Lori around here, so that's nice. But other than that, there's just very few heroes that are not really leveled up or ranked up or anything, of course, because they're trying to keep low might. But we can also real quick jump into the kind of juicy part when you see the might distribution. So you look here, that is a lot of troop might. This is a very solid composition on this account. So I'm really excited to test it out. As you can see by 6 million kills, it hasn't had a lot of testing, so it'll be fun to try out. But if we go into the buildings real quick, we have all level 25 infirms, so that is great. We have, I think, 640,000 plus the HP, so it's definitely ready to test out. And if we look at the comp now, like you guys want to see, so it's 100,000 ballistas. We got 2.3 million infantry, 2.1 and 2.16 of both T2 range and cavalry, a couple of catapults there. Then we got 540k for the imp, but the rest are 500,000 T3. So it's a really solid comp. It's basically the new Titan comp, It's just a little smaller, of course. If it was a normal one, I think it'd be closer to like 240 million might. But I don't plan on trapping Titans, especially with a pre-level 60 account. So it's definitely, that comp should definitely do good for now. One thing is it doesn't have all the phalanxes finished yet, which I'll do. It won't take very long. And speaking of that, we'll get into the researches real quick. So economy, absolutely nothing is done. I honestly probably will end up doing the construction speed for next time I have to rebuild, but not yet. I'll be in the future. Defense has absolutely nothing. This trap was definitely made the right way. Nothing on intelligence or quick maneuvers. 9s across the board, and then we're getting siege up to 9, and then I think we're gonna take these to 9 probably as well. Monster hunting is just bare minimum to get to level 3. Upgrade defense, of course, has nothing. Upgrade military has a bare minimum to quick swap 2. And for instance, like again, the person who made this account did a better job than me, because I would have got the training speed up. I probably would have got more barrack expansion. I probably would have got my subsidies up higher. That's just me being cheap and lazy. But I'm going to keep them like this because it definitely is a smart choice. So here I'll unlock the phalanxes when I get a chance. And just to show how little speeds there are, there's literally like nothing. But military command, just very bare minimum to get to breakthrough. Then for familiars, absolutely nothing. Familiar battles, we need to get the second familiar slot eventually, but we have the first right now, which is all we need currently. And sigils, of course, nothing. Wonder battles, nothing, and then gear can't even look at. So speaking of familiars, we got to go in here and check them out. Not a whole lot going on currently, but this is the current familiar that's unlocked. So he built this for the infantry frontline that he originally had. I'll probably end up getting it up and unlocking 2 familiar slots. So I'll just keep working on getting those up as I, in fact, I actually, can this get up, can this go up more? No. Oh, that's interesting. I never even thought about that. I can't go higher because of my player level. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to be working on Aquarius now as he was, and I'm gonna get that one, and then after that I can work on Weevil and I can replace Terra Spike. But for now, that's not bad at all, especially if I use infantry frontline as my base. But I definitely will be switching phalanxes when I unlock them. Anywho, I also need to get the treasure trove back up and working. It obviously is not, but I will definitely be putting my stuff in that when I can. And then we can look at the workshop real quick. There's a pretty good variety of gear. So there's his helmets, of course, like we've seen. I am obviously going to get the Indulgent Visage to Mythic. I'm not going to upgrade the chest plate anymore, even if I could, which it'd still be really hard to do because I'd rather get up the helmet. The familiar gear is actually pretty good. And let's see, pretty decent boots. I like the champion boots, those are cool. He's got good training gear. He's got actually pretty decent monster hunting gear as well. I'm considering, I'm not sure. Do you think I should get this up? I probably will end up getting this up instead of working on a cup, simply because I'm going to be using that for a long time until I get level 60 anyways. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Then let's keep scrolling through. The scroll will eventually get up and all that stuff. I wonder if this is anywhere near. Yeah, it started at least. And then I'm also gonna make the I think I gotta make a couple of things here, but a third ivory choker and all that kind of stuff. We're getting all this up, as you can see right there. But yeah, and then for jewels, there's pretty much no jewels. They're all put in, and I believe the Terror Vial needs one more jewel. It's a ranged jewel. But again, we got a little bit of time because I'm going to be trying to finish this count up a little bit more before I actually get out and trap with it. And I'm trying to think of what else there's to look at. We got, of course, the bag, so we can check that out. It's VIP 12. And good amount of random relocators. It's actually got a pretty decent amount of soul crystals and all that stuff. License to Kills has quite a bit of archaic tomes. all that type of stuff. I'll look at the bags here in a minute. Good training boost and all that. Some carpets even. It's a really solid account overall, and just put a couple dollars in it and it'll be ready to go. Nothing to open, and I'm working on getting a migration scroll as well. So when I get one of those, I'll probably go to a new kingdom and check it out, play around a little bit. And also, actually, over in the sanctuary, we do have 830,000 range in here, so just something we could play with. I'll probably clear them out and just get some free kills with it, is what I assume. I don't know what else I could really do with it, and but yeah, I don't want to lose T2 because my sanctuary is filled with T1, and I did get tile hit here, which sucks. But there is 2 attacks here from Dragon Arena. So if we look at this guy, it is a pretty much max player, like pre-champ, 50 stars, 57 castle stars. Really good player for sure. I don't know his exact stats, but that's probably 800% plus. I would assume definitely, actually. But anyways, so 5 familiars, all that type of stuff. Really good to get tested by. So let's go ahead and look at it. So that was ranged on imp, so we got the counter. Oh wait. Yeah. That was range on imp. So we got the counter on them. They still did 420,000. And of course, really good heroes. I feel like there's a better one than Petit, but he probably just wanted to put all pay to play heroes. Anyways, so we got the counter on him. He still did a pretty decent amount of damage. This account probably didn't have as good of gear, and of course, as you can tell, that it was quite a bit ago by the hero. But so we took a pretty hard hit, even though we countered. But it's to be expected when you're getting hit by a max player like this. Whereas this trap's probably going to be more targeting mid to high tier players. So they could be 1.5 or 1.7 billion might, but players that probably wouldn't have T5 fans and stuff. So not like really well settled in players. And go to the first attack. So this attack is let's see, what is the attack? It is a imp, I believe. Yeah, so he sent imp. So this time he sent imp. He didn't have any buffers, which probably didn't help him out any, but he did have Twilight Princess in there, or whatever this one's called. And again, pretty decent damage. That was imp on him, but normally he'd be able to counter that, of course. And I'm trying to think. He put buffers in the first one, I think. Yeah, he did put buffers in the second one, but the first one he didn't put buffers. Anyways, it can take pretty good hits, and again, that's from a practically maxed player. And I definitely wouldn't be taking any like 11k hero or champ hits on this account, but at least pre-level 60. But it holds up pretty well, and so you can imagine from the average mid-tier spender that's just normal like 1 bill might player, it definitely is going to cap them and not take a lot of losses. So that is definitely good, and I could easily beef up the composition. And if I brought this to like 150 million might, it would be a monster composition, assuming I didn't like bump up the stats much anymore, or like bump up the research or anything. If it was all troop might, like 120 million troop might, it would definitely do wonders. But I don't really want to do that yet. But yeah, that's about it for this account. Very solid account. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it, so I'm really looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna kind of finish it up here, keep just polishing it up and getting it ready to go. And yeah, it's really exciting. So I hope you guys are looking forward to some solo trapping on this account. Anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Go.